I just discovered a super easy way to rip 3D models from video games for 3D printing. Traditionally, if you want to rip 3D models from a video game, you have to use a designated program like Ninja Ripper, which takes the files directly from the game's code. But it can be finicky to make it work properly, and there's no one-size-fits-all ripping program, so I wanted a simpler solution. So I got to thinking, why not use photogrammetry? Basically, photogrammetry is when you take a bunch of pictures of an object from different angles, and then you feed those pictures into a computer program, and it analyzes the differences in perspective between the pictures and solves the geometry based on that. It's a really amazing technique, and I've used it to create all sorts of cool models, but I've only ever seen it used to scan IRL objects. But I figured, what's stopping me from using it on video games too? So I opened up GTA 5 and I took a video of me doing a sort of corkscrew around the Maze Bank building, making sure to get all the angles. The photogrammetry software I'm using is called Reality Capture. It's free to use, but you do have to pay to export your models, usually between like a few cents and a few dollars. But it couldn't be easier. You literally just import your models, hit start, and wait.
4 hours later.
And look at that, we have a nice clean model of the Maze Bank and the rest of downtown Los Santos. In retrospect, I definitely should have cropped out all this other stuff before I started the scan because it ended up taking like 4 hours, but c'est la vie. I'll just delete what I don't need. And here it is. Each one of those little boxes represents the position that the camera was at for one frame used to create this reconstruction. So the pattern you're seeing is actually my flight path in-game. Then I imported it into Blender and cleaned up the model a little bit before I sent it to the printer. I think this technique could be really useful to the right person. Obviously, it's not going to be as accurate as Ninja Ripper, but it's way simpler and more reliable, so that's a win in my book. And honestly, I think the main use case for this is going to be 3D printing, and for that you don't need a polygon accurate model. You just need something that's the right shape. If you found this useful, we probably have similar brains, so I would encourage you to hit the follow button to see more like this. Peace and love.